Hello, this is your Omi, and I am your host for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me, Speaker. I have not been on for a while, and I'd like to come back and share with you that we've been doing mind, soul, body, and spirit, focusing in on allied health profession and on the fact that our people that are seniors, they must get connected to some natural products so they can stay healthy. And we are talking to young children about staying healthy through communication, good communication. And we're talking about what it would be a great opportunity to have young children to set up their own radio stations in the Christian schools. Now, we know that the Christian schools don't have a budget for that right now, but we're talking to two youngsters about what if those Christian schools did have a budget for setting up their own broadcasting unit just for children. Now, wouldn't it be a great thing for them to be able to tune in to their radio station on their phones, get the latest itinerary for the day, also get piped in music of their favorite Christian artists, and give them that momentum they need and a business for running a radio station. Now, I have two young men in my studio this evening that are going to help us along with that topic. And today we have two young men. One of them you've heard on my show before. You've heard Landon Outler Garth before. He's been one of our featured persons. And then we also have with us Alonzo Nathaniel Terrell Garth. And he's a 5-year-old, so be patient with him. Don't be so hard on him. And I'm going to have them come in a minute and introduce themselves and tell you a little bit more about why they think that radio stations should be set up in private schools. How are you doing today, Landon?
I'm fine.
Can you tell us who you are and what is your name?
Well, my name is Landon Outler K. Terrell Garth.
Okay, what school do you attend?
I go to a Christian school at Daniel Luther School.
Okay, and what city is that in?
That's in Danville.
Danville, what state?
Illinois.
Okay, now we have another little 5-year-old that is here, and I'm going to ask him his name. What is your name?
Alonzo Daniel Terrell Garth.
Okay, what grade are you in, Alonzo?
Kindergarten.
Kindergartner. Okay, and what's the name of your school?
School.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Outward. Daniel School.
Okay, all right, that was a mouthful. Now, I'd like to know from each of you boys, if you could tell me why do you think it would be beneficial for schools to have a radio station set up in them? And can you talk to us a little bit about that, Landon?
Yes. Well, like she said, radio station would be good for other Christian schools. Like, we have all the music, and it would be good for other Christians to listen and Black African American to have. You can just sit there and listen and clear your mind for meditation. Meditation is things you can protect and count on, and you have all the liberties and all the music you have for this.
Well, one thing you said that was so true, and that is a technique called mindfulness. And with mindfulness, they're now being mindful of the fact that you must have meditation set aside so that you can clear your brain and unclutter your brain and be able to retract things that have happened through the day and begin to relax your mind where it might be overloaded. So I can see the benefits of a radio station in a Christian school, especially one that is very particular about the kind of music that's played. Now, let me go to our other guest, and his name is Alonzo. Alonzo, tell us something about kindergarten. Do you think kindergartners could benefit from having a radio station in their school, and what kind of songs would they play?
You can play and watch some songs like
Hokey Pokey.
wait, what?
Hokey Pokey.
Hokey Pokey or
What other songs do you guys play?
We play Hokey Pokey and
What's it?
Shane. Why is the sign?
Okay. Very good. Do you know any of those songs like Rise and Shine?
I know some of them.
Let me hear the Rise and Shine.
Rise and shine, rise and shine, rise and shine, and here is my home.
Okay, very good. I like that. Do you know that song, Lynn?
No, I do not.
Do you have a school song that they sing there?
Well, our Christian school, we have chapel is called, and that's when we all get together and sing one of these songs. It's like, when our lives are filled with gladness, let us give praise. When our lives are filled with sadness, let us give praise.
Why?
And there's another song like, let the weak say, I am strong.
Now let the weak say I am strong. Let the poor say I am rich. Keep going.
Oh, but because the Lord has done for us. Now, let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich. It's but because the Lord has done for us.
I like that song. I remember that song.
Give thanks.
Go ahead.
Give thanks.
Give thanks. Very good. Thank you so much for that rendition. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the featured show, Omi's Organic Broadcaster, and these are two of my favorite people. They are my grandsons who have actually decided to be a part of the show with us today. And they are marketing the benefits of radio stations being put in private schools. And they're at private Lutheran schools, and they're fighting and speaking out on behalf of the fact of how beneficial it would be for those radio stations to be set up free of charge in the Christian school. Now, I'll let you be the judge of whether or not they presented a hearty enough case. But one of the things I do know is that mindfulness is beginning to be a very good choice that they could use, because children are overtaxed and stressed out from so many classes that this rest that they would get from meditation will help them to regroup and help them to start fresh and get their minds uncluttered so that they can do their work without being stressed out. Having that music would allow them to be able to meditate and to sit quietly for at least 15 minutes out of the day. It's what you call mindfulness. Now, did you have something to say?
Well, we do have a radio station right now. Is there guys want to listen to some?
You have a radio station where? No. We don't have a radio station here except for the one that I'm on. We're marketing having a radio station for children in Christian schools. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think that that's a good decision to bring in radio? Or do we have to be very, very strict in making sure that it's only Christian music only? What do you think? Should it be only Christian music?
Nah, I think it should be everybody music.
Well, then it wouldn't be a Christian school anymore if you just chose all genres.
It's a Christian movie. It could have that. It doesn't matter.
No one can hear you. You got to come to the microphone.
At least it's all over the world for all the things that can be for Christians or it can be for other people.
Okay, let me say this. Mainly, you get a radio station to get your information out about what you're doing in your school, and you want to disperse that information throughout the land and to other countries if possible. You want to inform them about the great things you're doing in your school. What are some of the great things you're doing in your school?
Well, I am doing a lot of great things in my school, and
Can you think of one or two great things that you're doing in your school right now?
A lot of things.
Okay, go ahead.
There is good things in school that you have. I couldn't be able to speak right now because you know my voice. And everything has been good. I like school. I like this Nathaniel Luther School. It's a good school that everybody can go to. It's a very private school for black men and kids.
No, I think it's diversified, and all denominations and races of children are allowed there. It's not just set up for African Americans. Now, let me ask you this again. Think real hard. What are some of the projects you've worked on this year or you plan to work on that are outstanding about your school? Because you wouldn't just want a radio station to talk about old ho hum. You want to talk about those featured things that are going on from week to week in your itinerary.
Well, we do.
You do plays all the time. Talk to me.
Well, at school I made an ecosystem. An ecosystem is about animals, and I made Sahara Desert. There are many things and subjects and science you can do at school, and I would like you to attend in that stuff. There are many landforms that we have, and as we have this video for you to inspire you about the radio station. That's why we have come here and we have rested in time just to do this for y'all to be inspired about the radio station. The radio station is a wonderful thing to do.
Okay, let me get in another opinion from a different grade level, a little 5-year-old from kindergarten. How would you use your radio station in your school? What would you use it the most for? Would it be language, science? Would it be talking about your garden? What would you talk about if you had the radio station?
You could probably talk about English, and you could talk about what's your favorite music, and when you figure out your favorite music, you could probably play it.
Okay, well, what are the kindergartners doing that's so fantastic? Have you guys went to the community to explore the community? Are you guys doing anything special like plays? Tell me what you're doing. Show me what you're working with.
I don't like talking about that.
He's the only kindergarten.
Tell me what you're doing.
So, how about you say?
Tell me what you're doing in kindergarten. What are you doing?
We do work, science, and
English?
I don't do English, actually, on first graders.
Okay, so are you with first graders?
No, I'm in the kindergarten.
So who else?
No, he's with first graders and kindergartners, so he's not the only person by himself.
So he's with first graders and kindergarten.
Yes.
Tell me some of those things that the first graders could use a radio station for.
Actually, we don't have radio station in a closet, but in a classroom, but I wish we do.
Okay, let me tell you something. What would be greater than everything if you had a relay race and a 50-yard dash, and you wanted the world to know that you were going to be running this match?
Well, if I was
And as you're running this race, you wanted everybody to tune in to see who the winners would be. So you would probably announce their names, who was running, and who actually placed in a race. And you could make that public forever and ever because you would broadcast it on a radio station. Now, what are some of the things that fourth graders are going to be doing? What are some of the things they're going to be doing? Will they be doing science fairs? Because you can broadcast that.
Oh, my bad.
I think fourth grader thing is a beautiful thing to them to do. I think the things that we are doing now, they should work on what we're doing and talk about this thing and look at this radio about our what's it called again?
Stage.
I don't know what it is.
It's the stage.
What? What's what it's called?
The radio. What is, you said a replay?
It's a podcast.
A podcast.
I thought you said it was a.
Okay, podcast is now the new name that they call radio station, and you can record it, you can upload it. It is an actual MP3 that you could download. You can put it on your website. You can put it on your squeeze page. You can put it just about anywhere. You can store it for a lifetime. You can have it to look back on. So it can go in your collection. It can go in your correct collections of archives, and you can always pull it up and use it again and again. So the podcast has its purpose. and I'm sure you would like to have a podcast for remembrance, so you can remember those plays that you've had and hearing people sing. You can call it up again and again. So it serves this purpose. The radio stations are now called podcasts, and there's something that you can send in an MP3. You can upload it, you can send the file to other people, and you can store it in your archive. So it's very beneficial to have access to a podcast and have a radio station. So let me appeal to some of you administrators out there. You were once young before, and you were in 3rd and 4th grade. Some of you might even been in a private school. You know it's very hard to get those main things you need, like computers and software. So a lot of your private schools go without the high technology. But the podcasts are not just brand new. A lot of public schools are now requesting that they have somebody in their school that can run a podcast, upload all of the radio equipment, and run the podcast on a daily basis. Young children can actually get a credit for enrolling in a podcast class where they're doing a radio station, and they can learn how to operate a radio station. So I think it's a fun thing. I think it would be a great thing for those young people that are in 4th grade and up, because they can be responsible enough to run the podcast radio station. Now, what name would you give it if you were going to give it a name, Landon? Speak into the mic.
Like, what name would I
What name would you like to give it?
Give what?
The name, if you were going to set up a podcast radio station, what would be the name that you would like to use?
When you can just cool down for a minute and just...
No. What is the name that you would like to call it? Like my radio station is called Omi's Organic Broadcaster. That means I'm going to broadcast something organic, something that may be also gardening, something that may be dealing with sustainability. What would you like to call your radio station?
Well,
if you had one.
Well, I would like to call it Landon Broadcast. Like, you should use your name, and I can use my name called Broadcast. It's a radio station, or it's the same thing as Prof.
What about you, Alonzo?
I'm gonna call mine is Alonzo 12 Garth Broadcast.
Oh, that's a good name. I like that name. Nice, strong name. Now, what would you do to appeal to the administrators and teachers? How would you get them to agree to you having a radio station? What would be your marketing tool that you would pitch? This is marketing now. How are you going to sell it to your principal?
Well, if I'm going to sell it to my principal, I got to come up with something good. I got to come up with something that everybody's going to like.
Now, she's going to say you need money. What can you do to get money? Can you give a bake sale? Can you sell fried chicken? Can you do sock hops and make the money from that? What are some of your suggestions?
Well, I wouldn't steal no chicken though. I ain't got no chicken.
Okay.
So I would at least sell my old stuff, at least something that somebody can have.
And that's a good point. There was once your father once sold toys that he did not have any use for, and we once found a store that was called Toys Again and Again, and we loved that store. We sold all of our toys to Toys Again and Again.
Well,
and I would like for you to get a store called Toys Again and Again. So all that stuff you got at home, you don't have to throw it out. You clean it up, you put it on the shelf, you put a tag on it, and you start telling your friends, I'm going to be open Saturday morning. And then when they come out, you say, go ahead and start buying your things. You have everything priced on the shelf.
So when I grow up, I can use that, and I'm not gonna be selling no Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm gonna be selling them toys that I don't play with anymore.
Okay.
But they good still. Some toys I don't like playing with them, and I'm like, I'm so bored, I don't play with my toys. So you know what?
What would you like to sell?
In order to get money. If you don't have no money, and there's a lot of people outside, just ask my kid, she said, yeah, go get some of your toys you don't like. Put a tag on them, sell them, and people come around and after them.
Well, that may be something we may have to do. Create a Toys Again and Again, because it's been done again and again, and it's been successful. I've had several garage sales at my house, And having those garage sales at my house didn't bring a lot of money in because I was lowering my expectation and lowering the price, practically giving away my stuff to get rid of it. But that's not a good thing to do when you have an objective and a certain amount of things you must sell. Now, radio station don't have to be expensive because I started out with the basic radio station that was free. You can start off with 30 minutes and the basic radio station can be free. However, you're going to have to load up your music. You have to put some good music behind everything. Now, this is Spreaker. And with Spreaker, there is a process where you can upload music and you can play that music. You can pre-record your interviews. Now, you can invite somebody in from the radio station and interview them. Who would be the person that you would like to interview?
Okay, Chance the Rapper. Let me see who else. Snoop Dogg. Let me see who else.
Don't say Don't.
I can't.
Who else?
I'm trying to say it. What's his name?
KRS.
That's what you invite?
Yeah.
I would invite cool friend, the wonder rapper. I don't know his
What's
name.
his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think of some other rappers.
Chance the Rapper. I don't like him anyways. I don't know.
I like Chance the Rapper. I would invite him.
I want to him
Who would you invite? You know anybody else that sings music?
DC Young Fly.
Okay.
Let me see. Drake Cole. Chris Brown.
Okay, slow down for hold your horses a little tight, Ryan. What would you pose a question to either of these people about? What would your questioning be? And what are some of the things you would ask them?
Why do you sing?
Okay. And how do you feel when you hear your music on the air? And do you feel all warm inside and get all flaky when you hear your music and jump up and start jamming?
Man, I don't jump. I just bow my head, sing it, and I'm just chilling back and being fine.
So what? Who would you like to invite if you were going to have them come on your radio show?
Mickey Mouse.
Let him say it. Go ahead.
I want to invite,
Mr. Rogers? It's so
Yes.
nice to be in the neighborhood. So nice to be in the
Wait a minute, is
neighborhood.
that-
Would
Yes.
you be mine?
Take-
Would you be mine?
Take it
Yes,
how to.
yes,
What is
yes,
it?
yes,
Take it
yes.
how to.
I want him.
Who?
You want
Because he
him.
just said,
You
yeah,
can't.
Mr. Rogers. Who else would you like to interview?
Hokey Pokey.
Hokey Pokey. I think he's kind of ancient. Who else would you like to interview and ask them if they'd give a donation? Somebody that's rich. Who do you guys know that's rich?
I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Who?
Who else is the richest man
Just say it right
that you would like to invite?
What's his name? I'm trying to remember. He's my
Beyonce and Jay-Z, maybe? You want to invite them and see if they can give a donation?
Well, this rapper had died. It was my dad. He died when he was 15.
What was his name?
Was kind of bald head. He rapped. Sometimes he went to jail and he rapped. And his name was. He made movies and shows. And
What's T.I.? Would you invite T.I.? He looks like he's doing pretty well. Could you invite him and ask him to donate?
I
T.I.,
forgot
you
his
know who
name.
T.I. the rapper is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to invite him.
Well, let's talk about some other things. Now you got your marketing going. You can do a donation to your organization. You get some big companies to donate, and you can also do a fundraiser. You can sell things. You can sell stuff and do a fundraiser, or you can have plants and ask people to come in and make a donation, bid on your plants, and you can have them bid on different things.
Good job, Pet.
So, what are some of the other things you think it's going to take in order to get a radio station going?
Fish. No, they can swim around and make my beat.
Oh, okay, you're being silly now. Now, I seriously want to know, if you're going to get this radio station off the ground, what are some of the things you have to convince your administration so they can allow it? You have to convince your teachers. What would you say to your teachers about why you need a radio station?
Oh, I would have said because it's a good thing for teachers, and you can rap you can rap any kind of video. If you have a rap, you can put your radio station and rap anything you take it to. You can think of a beat to rap to your music beat.
Okay, so young people could start writing poetry, and that would encourage them to write more so they can get more written work and be able to get published? What about if y'all put an anthology together and everybody writes a poem, then they publish it and they can sell it and make money?
Well,
And then you can invite people to talk about buying your book. And it'd be a whole school book. Everybody would have contributed.
I can make my own book.
Well, that's true, but I'm saying it's better to have an anthology because people are going to want to hear from other poets, not just you. You may have a different style. Now, let's bring this together. Let's pull it all in, boys. Pull it all in. If we were going to do this thing tomorrow, would you guys be ready to do a show on my radio station to be able to give input? What are some of the things you want to talk about on my radio show? Sports, musicians, artists, what?
Painting.
Talk about painting. That's a good thing. You can have some artists on there to talk about their paintings.
Right.
What about photography?
You do probably paint like rainbow colors or all that.
Okay. So what else would you like to interview on if you came on my radio station? What would your topic be?
Beats.
About beats? Musical beats? Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you musically inclined? Do you play any instruments?
Yep.
What do you play?
Usually I was playing the drums and the violin. Those are the only things I was playing, and I quit on violin. Now I'm playing drums. But
So was that music very helpful for you in learning how to count notes and be able to count beats in math?
Yeah, it was like.
Okay, but tell us in your own words. How did you benefit from having those music lessons, and did it help you?
Yes. It did help me like the beats and the step, and then like kind of like the violin was like, and then the drums like, and like you try the beats and you have.
Have you had a chance to go and visit any music stores lately?
Well, I visit one. It's called IRC Music.
IRC Music. So what did you find out? Were they very friendly and helpful?
Yes, they showed us all the music, like the guitar, and it was like more music. Like then they go like pianos there, and like drums, like singing, like violins, and it was like more like.
Okay, so what did you find was your best instrument that you had more of an affinity for, that you were more interested in? Was it the bass guitar or the regular guitar?
The bass guitar.
Okay, so you like the bass guitar. Why?
Well, I think it was a hard thing to learn, you know what I'm saying? But just because it sounds good doesn't mean that I really want it just because it sounds good. I wanted to play the beats and learn how to play it. Because it's like, listen to the beats is so nice, and it's trying to play it with different steps, and it's good.
So have you played any instruments yet, Mr. Alonzo?
No.
So you haven't started yet, but you're interested. What interests you the most about music? Because if you're going to have a radio station, you're going to have to know something about music. What instrument do you like the most?
Drums.
Drums? Okay. Did you play the snare drums when you went to IRC Music? Did you get to play?
Yes.
Okay, how did it feel to you? Did it feel natural or did you feel like it was difficult?
You feel natural.
Okay, very good. Now, getting ready to talk about this podcast. If you got a chance to get invited to be on somebody's show, this is your chance to market yourself. Tell me some of the songs that you would like to hear on the radio station. I want to know how well you are versed in your music. What songs do you know?
Blueface Baby.
Blueface Baby, come on with it, come on.
Draco, Middle Child.
Draco, Middle Child.
Middle Child. What else? We have Laughter Well.
You got speakers here.
We have all kinds of music. It's a whole bunch of music.
I need to know some artists and some songs. Come on. Because I want to see how well versed you are.
Let me see DC Young Fly. Let me see Drake Cole. Let me see Drake, and let me see Nicki Minaj. Let me see what's his name? Chris Brown. Let me see a Big D. What's his name? We have a lot of kind of music.
Okay, that's good. It sounds like you're well versed in your music area. We'll test you out and we'll see. We're gonna have you back on our show again, both of you, and see how well versed you are in music. And it'll probably be on another show so that we can play music there and you can be able to identify with the music. And it's been a great challenge talking to you two about convincing the administrator and the teacher as to why you should have a radio podcast in your school. Now, what would you do to help market those other schools? What would you say on behalf of those other schools if you wanted them to get a radio station? We'll help you. Tell them.
Well, if they want to get a radio station, I'm cool with that. But they got to make up something to get them to listen and pop to the beat.
Okay, well then how would you help them if they didn't know anything about that?
Well, they have a tough time trying to find a beat. It's going to take at least 3 days or something to get all that. So I would come in and help their beat, help their music as they rapping and chatting and doing all that.
Okay, how about you, youngster?
He's a little gangster.
How about
Gangster.
No, he's not a little gangster. How about you, little kindergartner?
So if someone needs trouble playing music, someone has to help them.
You'll have to help them.
Yes.
Whenever somebody needs something, you have to help them. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to Omi's Organic Broadcaster, and I am your host for the evening. I am a musician, an artist. I have sang internationally abroad in Germany and went behind the Berlin Walls to sing with the Jackson Singers. And music is definitely my kind of place. And I do like to say that this radio station allows me to do a lot of music and interview a lot of interesting people. So we'd like for you to join us again, and we say thank you. And on that note, we want to sing a song. Let's sing about Mother Love. Until the little G.
Okay, I got a rap song for y'all. Yeah. Got a one?
Just call on your brother when you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me. Oh, when you're not strong, I'll be your strength. I'll help you carry on, and I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on your brother when you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your strength. I'll help you carry on, and I might have a problem that you understand. Somebody to lean on. Somebody to lean on. All right, that was good, boys. Do you know any other song about
Pokey.
If you count me out, I'm counting my bullets, I'm loading my clips.
Oh, no, we're not singing that one. No.
That's a bad one.
About We Love You Mother. What's that one about? We Love You Mother.
I hate you, man. No. Yeah, you just got.
I can't think of that Love You Mother song. But let me think of one that you guys may know.
Maybe
I think you have to finish this.
Yeah, the small point. They got one.
No. We're gonna sing. I Wish I Was Home. I wish I was home. I wish I was home to a place I've been knowing. It would sure be nice to be back home in a place I've been knowing. And if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard for me to understand the things that I see. Should we run and hide, or should we stay? Or is it better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world may be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love so you so much for listening. And we are done for the evening. We're out of here. Oh, double. And Baba Booey to you, y'all.
Get the
What happened?
Don't press that. Press continue.
It said now finish recording by